have you ever thought about coaching?
I've been coaching. I've been coaching for 20 years. They just refuse to give me a big job. Look, just the other day I posted on X. And I'm saying it right here, right now, on air, so people can hear it out of my mouth. Any and all opening jobs that are open right now, college, universities, I will take that job. You offer it to me, I will accept it. If I don't win 20 games, I don't get paid.
Welcome to episode 11, Life After Sports 23. Sitting here with one of my good friends, my guy, OP, Olden Polynice. Are you down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Hey, thank you, man. I want to, it's been good seeing you. We're going to watch your son play yesterday. March Madness coming up. But that coach, that might be the worst coaching job I've ever seen in my life, man. I shouldn't say that, but I mean, you're supposed to put kids.
I'd rather you say it than me.
Yeah, wow. I mean, he played 3 games in a row, and he's only used 7 players.
Is it 7? It might be 6.
Yeah, I mean, last night your small guys were defending people like you, 7 feet, 7'2". You know what I mean? And they worked hard, man. And so today, it's going to be bittersweet because my first 4 years I grew up was in Davis. My dad was a fireman there. My mom worked at UC Davis. My daughter went to UC Davis. You know what I mean? So, but we're pulling for your son tonight. You know
all right. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, you know what? I mean, this time of year, do you get excited every year at this time of year?
I do. I mean, this is the best part about basketball is March Madness. I love the NBA, but the focus is on these young men and women, and March Madness is its own entity. Right. From whether it's sports betting, the games themselves, kids trying to position themselves for the NBA, everything's involved right now. So it is the greatest name ever created, March Madness. And that's exactly what it is, madness.
Yeah, okay, you're absolutely right. It is madness. But yesterday, just the atmosphere, to go down on the court and, it probably has to be special too because, I mean, he's one game away from getting to the madness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the big dance, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's cool, the only thing, it's kind of like I wish my son was playing and having an effect, but I think he still has an effect because he's such a good teammate. And, he's staying positive with his teammates and pumping them up and helping them out, telling them about defensive assignments and offensive sets. So I like that about him. He's not, getting upset and mad. He's just staying a good teammate.
Yeah, you know what? But like I said, the guys played hard, man. They had to. They only used 6 or 7 of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and this is 3 games in a row, back to back to back. You know what I mean? And, we go way back. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your support always for me. With anything that I'm doing, I could always depend on you. So I want to say thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
But
yeah, you finally invite me to a damn golf tournament, though. Man,
you're in.
I gotta put him on blast.
You're a lifer, man. And we want to give a shout out to co-host Big James. He's on his book and movie tour back right now. He has a book signing and a movie, his autobiography about his life. And he couldn't be here. This is all sort of spur of the moment because, your son was coming to town to play, and we get to hang out and chop it up a little bit. But what was it like for you to play in, March Madness and all that?
Well, it was amazing for me personally because, I started playing basketball late, and when I got to Virginia, I wasn't playing a lot early on, and then all of a sudden I got the starting nod, and from that first game that I started against George Washington University, I just became the man, and I just told myself, I'm gonna embrace this, I'm gonna take it, and I'm not letting anybody take my starting spot. And so that's what I kept doing. And then all of a sudden, along the way, we ended up playing in the NCAA tournament. And we weren't even supposed to be there. We had not a losing record, but we didn't have a very good record. And we ended up making it. And once we made it, we got together as a team and said, hey, we're going to see how far we can go with this. And we ended up going to the Final Four my freshman year, which was dope as hell.
And, for the people that don't know where you went to school at, tell us a little bit where you went to.
Yeah, I attended the University of Virginia and Ralph Sampson, of course, and I followed Ralph Sampson, which was like the big thing for everybody. Who's going to replace Ralph? I'm like, hey, man, I'm a kid from New York coming in. I've only been playing basketball 3 years, so I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do my best. And I led the team to the Final Four as a freshman, something Ralph Sampson couldn't do.
You hear that, Big Ralph? You hear that, Big Ralph? You put him on blast, too.
Oh, I tell him all the time.
Yeah, good. I didn't know that, because now I'm going to tell him. You know what I mean? Now, as we know, Ralph's one of the all-time greats, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And even a better person, you know what I mean?
Oh, amazing.
Solid individual. But like you said, from New York, what was it like playing basketball in New York, man? That is like the EPA. It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, no, it doesn't. And that's what helped me a lot, because I had so many people willing and able to help me. So I could see guys play and pick up stuff from everybody. And to me, that was the best. That's what helped, make my ascension so fast, because I had that. I grew up across the street from Rucker Park.
Oh,
literally across the street. Like, I could watch games from the window. And so I had those guys there, and young ladies too. There was one in particular named Evie. Evie was the one I tell people all the time. It wasn't my coach, Mr. Carey or Terry Holland. It was Evie that gave me the confidence to be a good player.
Yeah, like you said, I heard you talking to the young men even like yesterday, and it reminds me, because both my boys played and my daughter's competing, but, for us, I think the way we grew up, we were taught that the world didn't owe us anything. You had to go out and fight for it.
Yeah.
But it was called constructive criticism. You know what I mean? now, is it just bitching now, or you're an ass, whatever? I don't know what it is now. But, constructive criticism. But it came, like you said, my village was huge also. It came from a lot of different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, of course. And, you're right. Now, this new generation, you can't yell. You can't cuss them out. You can't do anything. Evie cussed me out all the time. Dude, you're tall. Play big. And I'm like, you try that now. These kids, they start crying. And so it's just, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you do. It's a new generation, and we have to move with it.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, even being a parent, it's different. Yeah. Like I said, for the most part, everybody in my life told me what I didn't want to hear instead of what I did want to hear. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that was a big part of me being successful, too, because, when you get on that fine line and you start, wavering back and forth, hey, man, don't waste it. But, same thing we say to people. And, everybody has to take a different path.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about this also yesterday, growing up in New York, but your roots, Haiti,
yeah.
And being the activist that you are, like you said, how long was your hunger strike?
Oh, man.
Tell us about that.
Strike, man, yeah, I went on a hunger strike in 1992. I was playing for the Detroit Pistons. What's funny about that is this. Early in the day, it's like right before a game. Early in the day, I'm at home. I'm watching TV, and I'm seeing that Danny Glover and Harry Belafonte, they're being arrested, because they're protesting the treatment of Haitian refugees. And I said, wait a minute. I got to do something. I can't have these people doing stuff for my country, and I'm not doing anything. So I didn't know what I was going to do at the moment. So when I got to the arena, as I walk in, the reporters are there, and the words just came out. I'm going to, and because of the treatment of the Haitian refugees, I have decided to go on a hunger strike to protest the U.S. policies. And so I was like, I said those words, they're like, what are you talking about? You got a game right now.
I know. How did they feel about that?
And I walked away.
But how did they feel about that?
Man, listen. I was Kaepernick before Kaepernick, all right? No one wanted to hear that. Boy, stay in your place, play basketball. whether it was the NBA, whether it was my teammates, opponents, everybody was laughing at me, ridiculing me. Hey, you hungry? You know, it was stuff like that I was getting. I got death threats. And so it was crazy.
You got death threats for standing up for...
Yeah, I got death threats. FBI came into play. I was getting death threats all the time. And so, but it's something that I had to do.
Okay, well, how long did the hunger strike last for you?
10 days. I did 10 days. And let's see, when I started it, it was like right before All-Star Weekend. I think we had like 2 games before All-Star Weekend. And one of the games happened to be against Shaquille O'Neal. And, and it was like, wow, okay, so I'm going to play a game against Shaquille O'Neal with no food in my system.
Yeah, it's already going to be physical enough, and I have no energy. And your teammates saying, man, damn, we trying to win, and you, man, ain't eating.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He needs just drinking water.
But it just tells you, the body's amazing, man. I mean, for you.
Well, the first 2 days, I didn't do anything. I didn't do water. Which was dumb. And I was like, dude, if you're going to do this, at least drink water.
Yeah, because you're going to help nobody out. You know
I know, because I was like, but I ended the hunger. So I was at home doing the All-Star Weekend. I'm at home, and literally my mom yelled out to me, hey, we're about to go to eat. Are you going to be okay? I'm like, ooh, y'all about to go eat. Dang, you're going to say that to me? And I stood up to go to the door to respond, and I fainted.
No way.
Yeah, so they came rushing up, and that's when I ended the hunger strike after I fainted.
Yeah, so I bet your teammates and, like I said, people don't understand. Like you said, people, laughing at you. I mean, that's people are people. How can you not care about, people not being treated fairly or be treated bad? I think. It's never important to people unless it happens to them.
Of course.
That's why it's always important.
Yeah, it's always important because I did it for others. I was doing it for the Cubans, Yeah. I did it for the Dominicans, the Venezuelans. It doesn't matter who you are. Human rights is human rights.
Right.
And I just happened to do a hunger strike for Haiti, but I was always protesting for human rights for others.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's why I appreciate you. You know what I mean? You do. But your walk too. You also care about people.
Oh yeah.
You sacrifice and you do things for people. And that's, the fans or people don't get to see that. You know what I mean? They just think, we're overpaid athletes.
Well, we are overpaid.
for playing the game. I had too many surgeries. I wasn't overpaid. I wasn't overpaid. I wasn't overpaid. Yeah. So, but I mean. So now let's fast forward to present time and our man barbecue and what's going on over there.
Oh yeah, barbecue is the gentleman that's running everything right now. He's leading the rebels. I'm staying away from barbecue. Barbecue's a nice man because I don't want no troubles with barbecue. But so I think part of the problem is the fact that we haven't had a form of government for a long time. Throughout the years, it's always been so much chaos in Haiti. And I think that's what people need to understand. Even though this guy is a rebel leader, he wants what's best for Haiti. And I think until we get others out of Haiti and allow us, the Haitians, to run their own country, run their own government, we're still going to have the same issues.
Yeah. I truly understand, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, everybody else is making money off of
Haiti.
Off of Haiti, you know what I mean?
The real Wakanda.
Yeah. No, that's true. And like you said, people don't understand it. They don't show that on the news. They don't, they don't care. So I think, it needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we're all from someplace.
We are all from someplace. You are absolutely right.
So now we're going to, you go to the final of the big dance as a freshman. And what did you come out your junior year?
Yes, I came out my junior year for financial reasons, of course. My mom got sick, and I needed to help her. And so I forgo my senior year and came out. Now, what's interesting about all this is I was supposed to be in the '86 draft, but my agent who was no longer my agent after he did what he did, he forgot to send the paperwork in.
Oh, God.
For
this
the
is
draft.
one job. This is one job.
You got one job. Just one. And so I ended up, since I had already signed with an agent, back then, once you sign with an agent, that's it. So I had signed with an agent, so that was it. I was out of school. And so I went to Italy for a year and then came back with my draft class in '87.
And what pick were you?
I was the 8th pick, actually.
There you go. A lot of 8s in that, a lot of 8s.
Yeah.
Who was in that draft?
Oh, David Robinson went 1, Reggie Williams went 2, Armin Gilliam went 2, Reggie Williams went 3. 4 was, I can't remember who 4 was. 5 was Scottie Pippen. 6 was Kenny Smith. Yeah, Sacramento.
Kenny was in '86, wasn't he? 87. You're right.
Yeah,
same as KJ. KJ was in that draft too.
KJ went 7.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
Went 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Derek McKee went 9. Horace Grant went 10. I think. Who was 4? Reggie, Armin Gilliam. God, it's the tip of my tongue.
Really? I mean, look at all those players in that draft, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Mark Jackson, rookie Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller went 18.
Reggie went 18?
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
Yeah. I think 16, 18, 13. I don't know, man. Shit. I'm trying to remember all this stuff now. But Reggie was in that draft. So it was a great draft. And I was traded for Scottie Pippen, of course.
Yeah, that's what's going to be my next.
Yeah. I know. That's what everybody tells me. Oh, what's it like getting? Listen, we were never supposed to happen. Okay? The way the league is set up, it's so skewed. You can't announce trades and do stuff until the draft starts. Jerry Krause spoke about this in the Last Dance documentary. They made the trade the night before. They completed, but they couldn't swap the picks. So when the draft started, Seattle had to pick 5 and Chicago had to pick 8. So, so the trade was already done. Seattle was going to get me. Scottie was going to Chicago the night before. Right. But it ends up being technically we were traded for each other.
It's crazy.
I never even worked out for Chicago. So I knew I wasn't going to play for Chicago at all. But it was kind of cool in the moment. I might play with Jordan.
Shit. Your drip might be looking different.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
Your drip
have a couple more rings. Yeah.
Let me back up. Talking to you, this man, he was a hockey manager. He loves hockey. He was a hockey manager. You know what I mean?
I was the hockey manager in high school. Yes, that is true. Sean Sullivan, who was the hockey coach at the time, who just passed away, rest in peace, they needed a manager. And I loved hockey. I grew up in New York watching the Islanders and the Rangers. And Mike Bossy and all them cats. And I'm like, I just loved hockey. So when the job came open for a hockey manager, I went and said, I want to be the manager. So I traveled with the team, kept stats. And our hockey team was really, really good. Like, we won several championships, in the Catholic High School League. And we had one of the Esposito relatives playing for us, a kid named Dan Dorian, who ended up trying out for the U.S. Olympic team, and I think he played in the NHL. So we had hockey players at All Hallows. We had hockey players. And I love keeping stats. I remember my first game. I can talk about hockey all day. My first game, I didn't realize the glass was sharp at the hockey rink. So I put my hand up there and it cut my fingers. The first time in a hockey rink.
But most people can't reach that, you know what I mean?
Well,
most people can't reach that. Yeah,
That's before I got my growth spurt.
Really? How tall were you?
I was like 6'1".
Oh, you mean you're the manager?
As a friend, yeah, I was 6'1". That's why I was a hockey manager.
Okay. So you went from 6'1" to
6'8".
In how many? 3 months?
In the summer.
And then 6'8" to
6'8", then I kept growing a little bit more. Now I tapped out at 7 feet.
Shoot.
I think I'm shrinking now, though.
We all are, bro. We all are. Our posture's bad.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
got to open up
Yeah.
chest, get your shoulders back.
I'm a good 6'9" now.
Yeah, I'm working about 5'9" myself. Now, like you said, sitting there, man, it was just awesome to see you and your son. What's it like to have a 7'1" son?
I'm a little pissed off because I held the title of tallest Polynice for a long, long time, and now it's gone.
It is gone.
It is, but I'm glad, he has it now. I just need him to do what he can with it. But
Right.
he is a very, very talented young man.
Oh, I was watching him. I've seen it firsthand. Like I said, I don't understand. Like I said, the other team had 3 7-footers. You have 2 or 3 yourself, and
we barely played 2.
You barely played 2.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, the game on the line, you keep a non-defender in the game.
Yeah.
When you have a 7-foot defender, you can put out there.
He's a great shot blocker, but he's just a great person. Like, he can shoot threes with the best of them. Like, you give him 50 3-pointers, he's going to make high 40s. Easy. And so those are the things that he can do. He has that NBA skill set, and everybody knows that. So that's why, again, it's just baffling to me why a kid like that isn't playing at that school.
And there's so many kids that are like that. There's so many people we grew up with, you know what I mean, that for some reason don't get the chance. You know what I mean?
One of the things I heard, though, and I talked to one of my ex-teammates, Derek McKee, and I saw him recently, and we just had conversation. And I think I've talked to other players that kind of confirmed it too, but he literally confirmed it last week. He said, a lot of these coaches don't like sons of NBA players.
I can attest to that. I would say that, for sure. They feel threatened for something like, dude, we're on your side. We sent our kids to be with you. If I didn't like you.
We're on your side. You're absolutely right.
But no one always has to agree. I mean, there's nobody harder on their sons than former players.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
My son, like he'll hang up the phone. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, but that's part of it. But part of that era we grew up in, where we were never satisfied, and what can we get? How can we be a sponge? And
we wanted to soak everything up. You're absolutely right. Now they have so many other things that they can do. I didn't have video games at the ready to play. I had to use my imagination to create games and stuff.
Yeah. So, what was it, in the house football with the little paper screwed up and you hit it across the, that field goal, yeah. Yeah, man, it was. We did do a lot more stuff. And plus, like I said, I just think, the respect was there. You know what I mean? Like you said, for your mother, about making your family, helping your family. I think, these
Our
kids
have lived a good life. So there's no hunger. Like we were talking, like some of the international kids, the kids from Africa, them kids are coming in from poverty, real poverty. So they're gonna be a little bit hungrier than our American kids.
Yeah, you're right.
When you grew up, riding in the backseat of a nice car, going to a fancy school, you can eat whenever you want. You can have any snack you want. You can have Pinkberry. You can have whatever, McDonald's. How hungry are you? Or how thirsty are you to be great when you already have all the stuff that people say you got to work hard for?
No, I agree. But that's why, today's game, watching Ant-Man and Shay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be that young and not be satisfied, trying to be better. You know what I mean?
I like players like that still have a hunger
different.
and a thirst for it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're different.
And a lot of them, they're not. They're like, hey, I'm content. I used to always get mad with guaranteed contracts because I used to see guys, the minute they got a long-term deal, they relaxed. And they didn't play hard again until it was the last year of a contract, and then all of a sudden they have a great year. I'm like, just do that all the time.
Right. Yeah, sure. I love guaranteed contracts because everyone, like I said, we're out there, leaving it all on the line and destroying our body. You know what I mean?
And I get that. And I used to be the same way. I'm like, but when I got my guaranteed money, I said to myself, let me work on the next contract. I wasn't satisfied with this. I want to get another one. I don't think a lot of these kids do that. A lot of players do that all the time.
Well, that's why you played 15 years, though. You know what I
17.
mean? 17. My bad. I shortchanged you. Hey, that shortchanged you. You know what I mean? But that's a testament to, like you said, you were never satisfied. You know, you stayed humble enough to know that you had to keep working because, like you said, now these kids, man, especially in your league, I already knew. You know, KJ, we're in the same class coming out of Sacramento. Ernest Lee was the baddest man on the planet that didn't get a shot, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Then you have Cartwright, you know, out of there. I'm like, man, they got like 12 spots. The second rounders go overseas.
Yeah.
The first rounders, the last half don't play. They go overseas.
That's true.
And, you know, only play 5 or 6 of them play, you know, right away. And the rest ride the bench and, you know, try to adjust to that next level. Yeah, I didn't like my odds over there. And plus, I was only 6 feet. Yeah. So I had to do something different. But what's it like to watch your kids? Tell us a little bit what's going on now. You know what I mean?
Well, now, aside from my son, who's playing basketball, of course, he also plays lacrosse and volleyball.
7'1".
Yeah.
7'1".
Because he started with lacrosse. He played 2 years of lacrosse. Really, really good as a starter. Then he started on the volleyball team. And I think he's going to play for Long Beach. If it's available for him to play 1 year with them. But he loves volleyball a lot, and he loves basketball, of course. Now, I have a daughter at Rider University playing volleyball.
Yep.
Really, really good.
Rider.
And she started late as well. And then all the other kids are just, you know, living life. I have a son that's a musician, rapper, extraordinaire, as he says. My oldest daughter is married. She's a... What is that thing? The social media thing that they do.
Influencer?
Yeah, she's one of those for Disney and a bunch of other people. You know what's so crazy about that? When she was a kid, she loved Disney. You know, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and all that. So I used to buy all this stuff. I didn't think that 20 plus years later you were going to make money off of that.
At least she is. You didn't waste your money.
Yeah, but that's so cool though. Thinking back then, I was like, wow, those Disney trips really helped. And so that's what she does. She has 2 kids and, you know, and my other daughter, Alexis, now she's probably the one I'm most proud of because she created her own niche. You know, she started celebrity nannying, like created her own company, you know, hired staff and everything else. Like she's nannied for the Kardashians, a whole bunch of folks, you know, Paul Pierce. And like she grew this business into something amazing to where she actually turned down Khloe Kardashian last year. Khloe asked her to leave the people she was with. She turned her down.
That's awesome. That's what's up, man.
I'm so proud. That to me, that's what it's about. When you can just create your own lane,
right,
and thrive in it. Oh, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, you know, create your own lane, but also think outside the box. And you know, like you said, you're blessed, and you know, having relatives, like you said, in Haiti and all that other stuff. We don't know how good we have it over here, do we? You know what I mean? we don't know how good we have.
We really don't. We really don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I guess we're all spoiled Americans, right? Yeah. We are spoiled. So what do you see in the NBA game now that you like, and tell me what you don't like?
Great question. What do I like? Besides Joker and Giannis and Steph, individually, I love them. I like the way the game is played now, to a certain extent. I don't like the 150 point games. You know, if they play a little bit, but I like the openness of the game to where you have the space to create. I do love that because everything has to evolve. Right. If it doesn't, then you don't have a good product. But again, I hate whether you call it load management, whether you call it taking a time off or whatever. That part I don't like. I don't like guys sitting out for no reason. I understand now things have changed. Everybody wants to just preserve their bodies. They're making way more money for less work. Right. You know, which is a smart way of doing it, but me as an athlete and as a person, I just don't like all that. Yeah, you got to earn your keep.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not fair to the fans either.
It's not fair to the fans at all. Somebody save up all their money to watch you play. You coming into town that one time, and you decide you're not going to play that day. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're on the sideline dancing.
Right.
Oh, that pisses me off. I'd rather you stay home or sit on the bench, don't do anything. But when you start dancing and jumping up and down, so there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah. So, what did you like about your era of basketball?
Oh, man.
Did you wish these guys had?
Crazy as hell. It was the craziest era. I mean, I called it wrestling with a basketball. That's what it was. It was WWF with a basketball. It was, you had to be a man to play in that era. Everything was about earning your keep. And I tell people all the time, one of the reasons why guys played hurt is because we were scared somebody was taking our spot. Yeah. If you sat out a day, you risk losing your spot. And that's how, oh my God.
Wally Pip, that's what we used to call it, Wally Pip.
Yeah.
You didn't want to get Wally Pip.
Wally Pip messed around, boy. Lou Gehrig said, I got this now.
Yeah. You were scared. Like you said, someone was coming for your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone's absolutely coming for your job. So, tell us a little bit, what's going on with you now?
Oh, man. Right now, again, being parental, I'm in a relationship now with 3 young kids. And it's just, now I'm doing the fatherhood thing all over again. One happens to be a really, really good baseball player.
I can't wait to see him play.
Yeah, so that's why I'm always like trying to pick your brain and everybody else in baseball to help him out. But he's destined to be a baseball player. He's destined for the major MLB, and he's destined for greatness. This kid,
you tell me, he's in it. That's what I'm talking. He's in his room and nobody's watching.
In his room, he's outside 5 a.m. He's gonna go to the park and hit. He goes at night to hit. He does it all, man.
That's called love, though. So
Yeah.
You can tell someone that likes it and someone that loves it.
He loves it. He loves it. Like, you take baseball from him, done. Like, he's done. I swear to God. And we worry about that. But yeah, so besides that, I'm doing that, being parental all over, but I'm also, being a producer. I got a host of a new TV show, podcast that we're doing called The Able Show, and also writing a book, screenplays, all kinds of stuff, man. I got my hand in so many different things.
That's what, hey, you're busy. Yeah. You busy.
You have to stay busy, man. I'm Haitian, man. We stay busy.
Yeah, right. Have you ever thought about coaching?
I've been coaching. I've been coaching for 20 years. They just refuse to give me a big job. Just the other day, I posted on X. And I'm saying it right here, right now, on air, so people can hear it out of my mouth. Any and all opening jobs that are open right now at college universities, I will take that job. You offer it to me, I will accept it. If I don't win 20 games, I don't get paid.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were talking about yesterday. Yeah. You heard it right here.
You don't
Life
have
After
to
Sports
pay me.
23.
My contract is voided. You keep the money. I can win 20 games in college. And it's not bragging. It's facts, because this game is not that hard. I've done it.
But you have the players, though, too, right?
I've done it in all facets. I've done it in high school, I've done it in college, and I've done it in the pros. Just not in the majors, like in the NBA. I'm not saying 20 games in the NBA. I'm saying in college, I can win. Jawan Howard got fired. He went 8-24. I can win more than 8 games.
Yeah. How many games do they play in high school? Do they even play 20?
They play 30.
Shit, you're just going to lose 10 games?
They get around 30. Colleges play 30 plus. So I'm like, I can win 20 games in college. Hey. And I can recruit, because I'm already doing it with AAU team. So I have access to kids. So that's what people need to know. I'm available, and I'm really knowledgeable about this coaching. They think I don't know coaching, which is messed up, because years ago, they hired a guy that was tall, right? I don't know which one of the tall guys that they hired.
Tall guy.
He was lazy. So that became the narrative for all tall guys, that we didn't know what we were talking about and we were lazy, and that only guards were smart enough to coach. And that became the damn narrative, and it's the stupidest narrative in the world. I'll put my basketball acumen against anybody. I don't care if it's Steve Kerr, I don't care if it's Popovich, anybody.
You heard it here on Life After Sports 23.
I'll coach any one of those dudes.
Hey, you're either going to get a hell of a coach or a free coach.
Exactly. You can't lose. Because I know X's and O's. I know how to deal with people. I know how to deal with players. I know how to stroke the ego when they need to be stroked. And one of the things is like, you can't tell me you're tired because I've already done it. I know what it takes to be a pro.
Right.
Right?
Without the amenities that they have now, right?
Without the amenities,
Yes.
exactly. Without the masseuse and the chiropractor and the big plane and the chef and the
dark room.
The one guy, all he does is makes you a protein shake. That's his only job.
I know, shit. Can you imagine getting fired because you left out some peanut butter out of his freaking protein shake? You got fired because you left out peanut butter.
That's your only job is to make a protein shake. Wow, and these guys, they get hurt more. Why is that?
I think they, you know what, I'm going to say this. You talked about, your son's 7'1", but he played 3 different sports. I think kids get hurt now because we stress, well, not just kids, but athletes. They play one sport all year round, their whole life. So, we keep working on the same muscles. You know what I mean?
And they're not building tolerance. Right. Anthony Davis is a perfect example. I mean, he was getting hurt all the time. Chris Paul's broken his hand how many times now? Which is kind of a freak thing, but your bone becomes brittle and subject to breakage. And so to me, we built the tolerance when we were kids. We played on asphalt and concrete.
Yeah.
So when we fell and hit that asphalt and concrete, it hurts a little bit.
Yeah, you found out.
So when we fell on wood, that was easy. Nothing.
Yeah. No, I get it, man. It's just different time, different era, different paychecks.
But again, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to evolve.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So, I mean, what keeps you busy the most right now? I mean,
besides golf, chess.
Yeah, this man, he is a thinker, ladies and gentlemen. He is a thinker.
Chess.
You
can always find me at a Starbucks playing chess.
See, yeah, that's good. So
oh my God. Like, I play every day. I picked up chess about 10, 12 years ago. There has not been a day I have not played chess, whether it's live or on my phone.
I see you on your phone all the time playing.
365 days I play chess. At some point, I play a game.
That's crazy.
I'll lay up at night, play chess against somebody in Italy.
It's like playing spades or playing hearts or whatever, right?
I know.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. I mean,
you know the beauty of chess, right?
Thinking?
Well, besides that, it's obvious, of course. You got to think. There's infinite numbers of moves.
Right.
But it's life.
Good
chess is the story of life. The pawns, they maneuver forward.
Yeah.
But they're the most powerful piece on the chessboard. It's not the king or the queen. It's the pawn, because they're the only piece that can become something.
Right.
If they get to the end of the board, they can become anything they want to be. That's what they teach us. If you work hard, you can become anything you want to be.
And if you live in this.
You have the king and the queen. The queen, the woman, is protecting the man. She's one of the strongest pieces on the board, but yet the game ends when you capture the king.
Right. Sounds like the Bible. You know what I mean? It sounds like the Bible, right?
So I love playing chess, because now I can manipulate all those moves, the pieces, Sometimes I give up my queen. A la Bobby Fischer. I'll sacrifice that bitch in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'll sacrifice her in a heartbeat.
Sometimes you have to, dog.
Sometimes you have to, because it opens a whole bunch of other stuff, and it opens up the win. You know.
Yeah, I grew up playing chess. Me and my brother, my dad. Yeah, he was big into chess. You know what I mean? But you're right. I think everything correlates with life. You know, if
Golf.
Yeah.
Golf correlates with life.
Oh yeah, because you're frustrated as hell. You got to keep going, right?
But you can't let it get to you. You
you
can't
come
get
back.
too high, can't get too low.
And you come back, right?
But how about this? If you want the ball to go right, you got to go left. If you want it to go left, you got to go right.
right.
If you want it to go up, you got to hit down. If you want it to go down, you got to hit up.
Say that again. See, now this we're talking about analytics again. If you want the ball to go up, what do you got to do?
You got to hit down.
You don't hit up on the ball, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
You hit down. The ball goes up.
Physics, facts, right? It makes a perfectly good sense to me. But now we're teaching our young kids to swing up on baseballs. But you don't swing up. You don't. You know what? It might finish high.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, anything coming down is going to come up, right? So I think, you're playing coming down through the ball, creates backspin, gets the carry. Yeah. And you finish high, that is the arc, right? So they want to call that, changing your launch angle.
Yeah, the launch angle.
Yeah. Like I said, it'd be hard
But
to play.
it's funny you use the word analytics. You know, that's the thing I don't like. When you ask what do you like and don't like, I hate that whole analytics crap. That's a way to give some people, not to be disrespectful to anybody, they created analytics to give some young white guy, I'm just telling the truth, to give some young white guy out of school a job within sports that never played sports.
Right.
That's the truth about it. Because we all knew, analytics in baseball.
Yeah.
I know analytics in basketball. I know this guy can only go left. That's analytics. He can only go. Bruce Bowen, perfect example, could only make shots in the corner.
Yeah, 3.
That was it. Nothing else. He couldn't shoot anywhere else. Analytics say don't let him shoot in the corner. But I knew that with these two eyes right here.
Yeah, our own scouting report. You know what I mean? Because we talked and we communicated.
Thank you.
And we put it in the memory bank.
Players already do analytics. We don't need somebody coming in to tell us about analytics. We already do it.
Well, you think about it. If analytics is so good, why do you start with the man on second base in extra innings? Extra innings, second base, and they play 18, 19 innings.
Yes, sir.
I mean, shit, somebody already hit a double, and you got no outs.
I try to ask the right questions.
Yeah, I think, and like I said, I believe there's common ground on both sides. Data's been taken for years, right? Mm-hmm. Now we just gave it a name.
Yeah.
It was called data before, right?
Gave it a name.
We gave it a name of analytics, then to, like you said, give more people.
But I can't get the job doing analytics. That's the thing. Because I'm versed in analytics. I actually was at the forefront of analytics. When they started that stuff, what's the company that the NBA uses? Oh my God, I work for them. Oh my God, my brain is not working today. Anyway, there's a company that the NBA uses, right? They were the beginning of this thing, the analytics thing, jotting down all the stats, how many times he dribbled right, how many times. And so I sat at the computer and just pressed the button, jotting it down, doing analytics. And then they blew up, the company blew up, and everything else. Then now they're hiring all these guys. But I still can't get a job doing analytics.
You know what? I don't know about your path, but for me, really, really smart, super smart, super smart people, it's hard for them to be, they have to be the smartest one in the room.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear you say, hey, you can't question them because, you're not superior enough to even have a conversation with them. So like you said, we might say, hey man, because they're taking the human element out of it. You know what I mean? Everybody can't do, it's called a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
There's certain guys are special. So analytics or not, you know what I mean? That's who we mold our games after, right?
I have a question for you.
But go ahead.
Since you just brought it up, because I have a thing about this. Hall of Fame, especially baseball. So does your game change after you've been retired 10, 15 years? Do your stats change?
No.
No. So why is it that I can't make the Hall of Fame this year, but I can make it 6, 7 years from now?
You know what? That is a great question. And how come, when you go off the, like J.O., Jonathan Ogden says, the checklist, Gary Sheffield, 500 home runs, 500 doubles.
Hall of Famer.
Lifetime 290.
Hall of Famer.
And they're putting, they're letting in some guys now that don't have the checklist. And now,
Hall of Famer.
Lee Smith.
What's the criteria? Because it changes all the time.
Depending on who
it
it is. Yeah.
I don't give a damn what Pete Rose did. Pete Rose is a Hall of Fame player.
Yes, he is.
Hall of Fame player.
Yes, he
because
is.
that's what the Hall of Fame is. It's about what you did on the field, not what you did when you were managing. Because then all of a sudden it became, well, what he did as a manager. But that's not the criteria for Hall of Fame. It's player.
Right. Stats, right?
And he's still not a Hall of Famer. That makes no sense. So all of a sudden you change all the rules.
Or Dave Parker. Baddest man on the planet. Because someone doesn't like him and he didn't give the right interview, or he might have said something to somebody. They want to hold it. And that's what's crazy. They want to hold these grudges to determine, I'll show you. You know what I mean? But it's okay for them, right?
They can't be doing that.
No, but it's okay for them, right? But if a player does that, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If he writes something or says something or does something to a player, the player he should not come at me. He should not say anything. He should not say anything, right?
You're beneath me.
Yeah, you should not talk. But now, a player, he does the same thing to you. You say, I'm holding him out of the Hall of Fame. It sounds like politics, don't it?
It's very political, but it's
sure.
whack politics because it makes no sense. Pete Rose is a Hall of Famer because you can't use moral turpitude because in the 1800s, they were doing all kinds of crap to players. In the 1900s, in the 1920s, these guys were drinking. They were doing all kinds of stuff. They were raping women. They were doing everything, but yet they're Hall of Famers. It makes no sense.
But once again, what did you say chess is like?
Life.
Yeah. Hey, and that, with that, this is called Life After Sports. And myself and James Harris, who my little brother, but he's like you, big.
Yeah,
we came up with the name Life After Sports because that brought us together to form a platform for not just athletes. Life After Sports has formed this platform for anyone. We want everyone to tell a story because we think everyone's story is important.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And James' slogan is building dreams and breaking chains. Okay.
I love that.
Building dreams. Yeah, we have a saying here, Life After
Breaking
Sports.
chains. I love it.
Yeah. Building dreams and breaking chains, And that's what Life After Sports has done for us. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can change some people's lives. Just real short, if there's anything you want the people to know, how to follow you, stay in contact with you, find out what's going on with you, mention your podcast.
Okay.
And any words of encouragement that you could, like I said, in correlation with life. It doesn't have to be an athlete because we're not athletes anymore. You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah, so definitely follow me, Olden Polynice 1. Somebody stole my damn name, so I had to go with the 1. And that's on X, and Olden Polynice on Instagram and everything else. The Able Show. Please follow The Able Show. TheAbleshow. The Able Show. It's a great concept that we created, and it's going to be big. And I need people to definitely follow us. That's about it, really. Other than that, about life, the great Pete Carril, who coached at Princeton, when he got to Sacramento, he came up to me and said, why are you averaging only 0.6 assists? And I said, well, because I don't get the ball a lot. He said, the offense should go through you, right? And I'm going to help you with that, right? So he changed the offense a little bit to where it went through me, so I make decisions. But as he told me that, he said these words: you work hard to make things easy.
Yeah.
Stuck with me ever since. And that's how I live my life. I just work hard.
You know what's crazy? It is, see, Princeton guy. This is why in my hood, that's how, where I grew up, you make practice harder than the game. And then the game is easy.
It's easy.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
So for everybody, you just work hard and you make things easy. Because we know what the flip side is. You work easy, you make things hard.
With that, episode 11.
Awesome.
Anybody down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, this was fun.